In health news, you may have heard it's Donor Awareness Week, and although we're doing better, we've still got a long way to go when it comes to organ donation in this province. The BC Transplant Society, recognizing donation, has increased by 17% over the last year, but there continues to be a chronic shortage. As Robin Stickley reports, they're hoping a new campaign illustrating the success of organ donation will help raise awareness for this important cause.
I signed up to be an organ donor when I was 16, against my mother's wishes, because nobody wants to think of their child as potentially dying one day.
She registered as an organ donor as a teenager. Sevilla Cress couldn't have known then that at 40, with kidneys failing, her doctors would tell her she needed a transplant. The former model and designer used to stand in front of the camera on fashion shoots. These days, her photos have a more personal meaning. This shot of Cress is part of the latest campaign for Transplant BC. Live life, pass it on.
And after the surgery, when I woke up from surgery, actually, I felt warm. I mean, I felt better than I can ever remember feeling. It was really incredible.
We followed Cress's remarkable transplant journey in January 2009.
So this is a big day. A little bit nervous.
When her kidneys dropped to 4% function, a complete stranger that she'd met online stepped up and offered her his kidney.
You know, he said, well, people can live perfectly fine with one kidney, and, you know, and I'm healthy. And he said, I look at it this way: if I saw somebody burning in a fire or drowning in a lake, I wouldn't just stand there and watch. You know, you need help, and I want to help.
Like Cress, hundreds of patients have been given a second chance at life. In fact, Transplant BC says a new record for donations was set this past year. 70 donors changed the lives of nearly 300 patients, most of those kidney transplant. But the need remains great. 450 people are currently on a waiting list. Some will die before they can be matched. Dr. Greg Grant says Canada's organ donation numbers are lagging well behind those in the U.S. and most European countries.
When you ask the question, if I was critically ill, would I accept an organ? 95% of people say yes. When you ask the person on the street in Canada, what do you think about organ donation? Would you consider it? 85% of people say yes. When we actually go to ask them, about 60% say yes. Only 18% in BC have signed up to the organ donor registry.
Grant is optimistic those numbers will improve, thanks in part to a national registry in the works that will put patients right across the country on the same page.
I might have a wife who needs a kidney transplant, but I'm not the right match for her. And so my kidney might be the right match for somebody in Hamilton, who could be the right match for somebody in Quebec, who's the right match for somebody in Edmonton, who's the perfect match for my wife. So we're beginning to do these things that we just call dominoes.
Registering only takes moments and saves lives.
The new campaign slogan, Live Life, Pass It On, is aimed at increasing awareness and easing the sometimes difficult conversation about donation. Sevilla Cress says life was passed on to her, and she knows how fortunate she is every day.
Every morning I wake up and I touch my scar as a little reminder that, you know, how precious and fragile life is, and how I'm so grateful.